iOS 13. It's going to be a big announcement. There's going to be a lot of changes. It is expected to be announced in June this year, 2019, at the Worldwide Developer Conference, and expected to be made public or to be available when Apple releases the new iPhone in October, September time period of this year.
Now, iOS 12 was already a breakthrough. It was the first ever time that Apple released an iOS that actually made older phones quicker. I don't know if you know about this, but the older like iPhone 6, 6Ss, and 7s, they were starting to get a bit laggy. You know, they had those issues with the batteries where Apple's software would slow down your phone. But with the release of iOS 12, those phones felt like brand new.
A lot of people were complaining about their phones slowing down too with the new updates, and that's why Apple combated this by making iOS 12 to make their phones feel a lot faster.
Now, there's a bit of a problem for Apple with the extra speed boost in all of the older iPhones. People didn't really upgrade their phone.
So we do know from iOS 12 that Apple has started to work on the next 2 years of updates for iOS each year. So from iOS 12, they started working, or after iOS 12, they started working on 13 and 14. This gives Apple the capabilities if some software is underdeveloped or is not yet completed, they can push it to the next year. Or if things that they planned for 2 years are available now, they can put it in this year. This kind of gives them more legroom. Some of the things that we know that they will include are some bug fixes, some under the hood improvements. They will be improving the CarPlay interface. A big thing that we can expect for iOS 13 is a whole new home screen for the iPhone and the iPad, because it hasn't really changed in the last little bit.
Look at this. Look at this home screen. All right, the infamous Apple homepage. I mean, it has not changed. All of your apps, they get pushed to the top left of the screen. You can't customize it. You can't have anything in the bottom left or bottom right if you wanted to. They sort of restricted what you can do on the homepage, but you're saying they're going to be
they're going to revamp the home screen for both the iPad and the iPhone. So I'm not sure what that's going to look like, but that could be kind of cool. Everybody likes new and improved changes. We know for some of the changes for the iPad is they're similar to how they have it in browser, where you can scroll through some of the different websites you're on. They're going to have that capabilities while you're in an app. So if you're in Facebook or you're in YouTube or some sort of app, you can scroll through like you would a browser, different windows and stuff like that. We do know that from the iPad, there's multitasking capabilities. It is rumored that the iPhone will get multitasking capabilities too.
One of the biggest complaints with the latest iPhones and iOS 12 is because iPhones are so capable nowadays, you want to have that multitasking functionality, but they didn't implement it. And that was one thing people were really upset about. I mean, the iPad on the exact same iOS has that functionality.
And I think they didn't do it on the iPhone just because the screen, although it's bigger than most phones out there, it's still small, and it might be kind of awkward to multitask on the phone.
Look at this screen. Look how beautiful it is. Same size as the Note 9. It has multi-functionality. Same with the Pixel 3, which is a bit smaller. They all have multi-functionality to it. It's about time iOS got it too.
It is also rumored that live photo. Now, I really do not like this function, but apparently a lot of people do. No, I never use it.
I don't mind it. You know, it's kind of cool. You capture a photo and then you hold it and then you sort of get a before and after. It adds more context.
But if you want to like post that photo, you can't see the live. See, when I first thought that live photo was going to come out and they would have 1.5 seconds before and 1.5 seconds after they take the photo, you could actually scroll through each individual millisecond and find the exact moment where everybody's smiling or everybody looks good and take that photo. But no, it's just you take the photo and then it's 1.5 seconds before, 1.5 seconds after. You can just kind of see the movie or the video of that photo. Apple is actually going to increase it from 3 seconds to 6 seconds, so it's a longer live video duration or live photo duration.
That's interesting. So does that mean while your camera app is on, it's already recording?
Yeah, probably.
Ready. That's interesting.
Well, it's doing that right now.
Well, yeah, it's doing that right now.
But they're just extending it.
Think about it. It's always watching you. Always.
It is also rumored that the Mail app, they are going to allow they're going to have some new features. One could include the capabilities of muting a certain email thread. So like in a job, you get like tons of work emails. If you don't want to get notified for a certain email thread, you can mute that one. Another update is they are going to add some new emojis. Now, this might not seem like a big update to most people, or to me at least.
Yeah, emojis are like the #1 way to express your emotions.
For messaging, but I feel like Apple shouldn't wait for a whole new update before adding some new emojis.
Oh, you think it should be in like
Yeah, because I don't
mini
think it should take that much of their software power to make an update.
But I can see why they would do it. It's like an incentive for people to update their phones. Like, you want the latest emojis, obviously. You don't want that ugly question mark with a rectangle box around it saying that you don't have that emoji. It's a reason to upgrade to it.
It could be. So some of the new updates include like a flamingo, an otter, a white heart, an ice cube,
white shark,
a juice box, and much more. Much more.
I like emojis. They always look good, and they always look crisp.
And now for the big update that we can expect in iOS 13, we've already seen it on the latest Mac OS update, is the dark mode.
Everyone wants to go dark.
That's where we're going. It's kind of weird to see Apple. They've always been kind of like white and light colors. Now they're kind of transitioning into the more dark colors. They're saying that this is going to make it easier to view your phone during the nighttime.
That's the main goal of it. So sometimes your screen is too bright. All these text icons are too bright. You want to dim it down, night mode.
I think that could be pretty cool. I prefer the night style on the new Mac update.
Ooh.
So I'll probably get the new update on the iPhone. They'll probably give you the options whether you want to go light or dark.
You can choose it. Same with on the MacBook, right? Like you can change which style you want. So it's probably the same thing. Now, another big update to iOS 13 is iPad Pro features. A lot of people are complaining that the iPad Pro is so powerful. iOS 12 isn't doing it justice, right? Like MKBHD did a review on it and he said it's still an iPad. Like if you want that to replace a computer, which Apple does, it needs to have more computer software functionality to it. So apparently, like you said, they're going to be updating the home screen. They're going to have it more computer-like.
So do you think they'll also introduce like an iPad keyboard, or do they already have that?
They already have the iPad keyboard.
But it's like a travel kind of keyboard, right?
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna get like a hard style keyboard. Apple's never been known to do that. But they will probably have that dock, more tabs, like you said, more desktop functionality. I mean, on a Mac, the Finder is so useful. Like to find any item, any file you want is so easy on a Mac.
Not so much on the iPad.
No. On the iPad, you have to go through some weird folder app.
So these are some of the rumors that we have seen for the new iOS update that's going to be released September, October of 2019. If we've said anything incorrectly or there's new information that came to pass, make sure you comment down below.
And subscribe if you're new.